What's the weirdest way someone accidentally earned your trust? When I was 17, my history teacher told me to stay away from his daughter. No joke. Her name was Sophie. And before I knew who her dad was, we were already texting almost every day. We met at a coffee shop near school, started talking while waiting in line. Then we kept finding excuses to talk again. A shared study group, a few after-school events, random conversations that somehow lasted way longer than they should have. Honestly, I liked her almost immediately. Then one Saturday, she invited me over to study. Bro. I walked up to the front door, knocked, and immediately regretted every decision that brought me there. Because the guy who opened it was Mr. Carter, my history teacher. For a solid 5 seconds, nobody said a word. Then Sophie appeared behind him and casually said, "Oh, you guys know each other?" I wanted the earth to swallow me. The following Monday, Mr. Carter asked me to stay after class. The second everyone left, he shut the door. Then he looked me dead in the eye. "Stay away from my daughter." That was it. No explanation, no discussion, just a warning. Honestly, I thought he hated me. But Sophie kept texting, kept talking to me, kept acting like nothing had changed. A few weeks later, I was at her house again when I noticed an old photo sitting on a shelf. It was Sophie, but she looked completely different, thinner, exhausted, standing beside a hospital bed. I asked about it. The entire room went quiet. That's when Sophie told me. A year earlier, she'd been in a serious car accident, spent months in hospitals and physical therapy. For a while, she couldn't even walk without help. And while she was recovering, most of her friends slowly disappeared. People stopped calling, stopped visiting, stopped caring. Even her boyfriend left, said the situation was too much for him. Silence, because suddenly everything clicked. Mr. Carter wasn't trying to protect his daughter from me. He was trying to protect her from being abandoned again. A few minutes later, he walked into the room, saw the photo in my hands, and instantly knew what we'd been talking about. For the first time ever, he didn't look like my teacher, just a father, a tired one. He sat down across from me and sighed, then quietly said, "For months I slept in a hospital chair next to her bed." The room went silent. Then he looked at me and added, "She finally started smiling again this year." And honestly, the way he said it hurt more than any threat ever could, because suddenly I understood. He wasn't worried I'd hurt his daughter. He was terrified she'd survive another heartbreak. 3 years later, Sophie and I graduated together. And after the ceremony, Mr. Carter walked over and shook my hand. Then he smiled and said something I'll never forget. "Thanks for proving me wrong." And honestly, that was the moment I knew I'd finally earned his trust.